So welcome to another video, and in this video we're going to be repairing this horrible section down here. Now this section down here is kind of the join of several different bits, and as you can see I've already cut quite a lot off. For those who don't do YouTube videos, you'll find it's really quite hard to do videos of restoring something like this. You don't know where to start, you don't know where to stop, you don't know how long the video is going to be. So you can see what I've done so far. And just to fill you in with the missing information, I'm just going to do a little cut and shut from another video I did on the oversill, and then do a few pictures of what this area was like. So while we're looking at this, I'll just explain what an oversill is. So you can see all this rust along here, really not very good, all the way along here, and the sill was attached to this lip here, and then it was welded down there, and that is because it was an oversill. Very sharp edges. This is what it looked like, and as the name suggests, it went over the original sill, apart from on this car they had actually cut the original sill off. Now that original sill would have gone to about there. In fact, you can see the remains of it here, but the problem is once you put that oversill in, there's a lovely gap down here, and that's going to continually trap moisture and rot out, and all that moisture ends up coming down to the bottom and rotting that edge down there. Okay, so I'm just narrating these pictures, and I've got a screen recorder going on my computer. So once I'd removed that oversill, which went all the way down to here, you could then see this damage here. There was also a plate that was very carefully welded over here, which was obviously hiding this and that. And then there was another plate welded over here, which was hiding all that damage there. Really wasn't very good at all, particularly seeing as those plates had been welded over the rust. In this picture you can then see these are the holes and the threaded inserts, which is where the front of the rear subframe mounts, so it's not particularly good. Also in this picture you can see that this panel here, there is actually a weld down there. That panel is actually separate from this panel, this being the floor and this being a fill-in panel, which went along here up the side here and then actually had a lip on around this corner here. Again, this is a view of the subframe mounts. Those subframe mounts are actually joined on to what I would call the side of the floor, but it's actually called the inner sill. There is no fixing from this plate to the heel board. You get a bit of a better view there. So I've got this plate coming and I can remake that, and I've got this section of inner sill coming as well, and I've made sure it covers right down to past that first form there. Here again you can see where the remains of the sill, the proper original sill were, and again that's where all that oversill was, which is why all the rust is there. From inside the car you get a view of all the nastiness. There's holes here, and then back there, and you can also see, there's smoke damage. That's from where they were welding the oversill all the way down there. And the last picture is inside that pocket alongside the seat. I think they call it pannier. So you can see all the lovely holes from the inside. So all of those need to be repaired. Okay, so now you've seen that video, you'll see what I've got here now. I've cut the end off the heel panel, and I've made my own panel up. So I'm happy with that. I'm also happy that was held in the correct position, so I'm happy that I've got the holes in the right place. Eventually this panel will be coming off anyway. I've also made the fill-in panel that goes there, so I'm happy with that. But before I start welding things back in, I'm not really happy with this bit down here. There's quite a lot of rust down there, and I inadvertently cut some of the lip off there, and I'm not really happy with this section here. There's a few little holes in here, and it's quite rusty along that edge there. That's where that invisible weld was. And if I show you on the inside, it doesn't look particularly good on the inside. So the first job will be to repair this section and this section, and then I can get my repair panels in. Okay, hopefully you can see what I'm pointing at. This is on the inside of the car. I'm actually showing you that's the pannier there, and this is the seat. And you can see that area just down there. That's what I want to try and fix first. It's hard to say what causes this damage, but it needs repairing. So I've done my repairs. That's the square there that you can see. That's all welded in, and I've just redone that corner there. I wasn't happy with how that was, a bit rusty on the corner, and I managed to cut half the lip off. So they're now welded in, and you can see I've placed this top panel in now. So that has got an edge on the bottom here which folds in. Same with this. This has got a lip or an edge on the top that folds in as well, and they go either side of the pannier, I think it's called. Along this edge again it's folded up, and there'll be pull welds down here, and then you can see where I folded it over the top here. I'll be pull welding it along that that edge there. So that's looking good. Everything's got zinc primer, weldable primer on it. Before I go too mental though, I will need to put in, move the camera so I can see what I'm doing. I will need to put in this other panel and get that fitted right as well. I also need to weld through these onto the edge of this from inside the car. So I need to make sure they're correct more than anything else. I can actually clamp on the inside here to keep everything tight. So I will get welding with all these panels, and hopefully that will be that area done. And if I'm very lucky, the new panel will come tomorrow. Okay, so I've had a really successful day. As you can see, all the panels I've made are now in place. You can see I've put that subframe mounting bracket on just to keep everything lined up, and everything's welded nice and tight and strong. It's obviously welded where you can see it here and along the edge there. It's also welded through the floor on the other side here and here. The only thing I've left to do is weld through these two plates on the inside, and I've still got to do, the lights in the way, still got to do this top lip here, which I'll do tomorrow with a hammer and a dolly, and do a few welds along the edge. But that is looking really good, and I'm really happy. So there you have it. That is the end of this video. I have done the weld on that seam there, or that edge there. I'm quite pleased with that. And I've finished off, come on, focus camera, thank you. I've finished off the welds either side of the joint in the middle, which I have to admit was a bit awkward, because that involved getting my head right up inside the car to weld inside the pannier. But it's all done. I'm really happy with how that's gone, and the next job for me is to strip out the remains of the floor and inner seal, and then I'll get this new panel put in, and that will be quite a lot this side done. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that video. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe for more mini bashing.